Hello and welcome to Learning Factory. In this tutorial, we are going to see how to create and print data frame in Pandas. The data frame objects are the most frequently used data structures in Pandas. They provide the means to manipulate tabular and heterogeneous data. In a way, it is analogous to database table with one or more columns of heterogeneous data. There are several ways to create data frame in Pandas. We may use numpy arrays, we may use lists, dictionaries or series in Pandas. Even we may create a data frame using another data frame as well. So to begin with, let us import Pandas and numpy because we are going to use numpy also to create the data frame. So import pandas as pd and also import numpy as np. Let us check which are the versions those we are using. So this is just for your information. Let us print the version of pandas pd dot underscore version double underscore and np dot double underscore version dot double underscore. So this is how we can get the versions of pandas and numpy respectively here. Now let us try to create the empty data frame first. To create the empty data frame, let us create the data frame object df equal to pd dot data frame and the parenthesis. So with this empty parenthesis, whenever the data frame method is used without any argument, then we can create the empty data frame. So let's try to print it so that we can see what we are getting. So see here, we have created empty data frame. So data frame is also having columns and indices. It is a tabular kind of a structure. So we are having columns and the index. So columns are the names of the columns and index is the label provided to the rows, right? So here we are getting columns and index as two lists which are empty. As we have created empty data frame, we do not have any column, we do not have any row, so these lists are empty. Columns represent the name of the column, index represent the label provided to the row. Now let us create a data frame from a two-dimensional array. So we know how to create a two-dimensional array in numpy. So let us do that first. So np dot array and let us try to create a two-dimensional array. Okay, so with two rows, so we are having here the elements in the first row as 10, 11 and the elements in the second row are say 20 and 21. So if we create such kind of a numpy array, see here what we are getting. We have the two-dimensional array. Now we are going to create a data frame, say df1 using this numpy array. So pd dot data frame and in parenthesis this array. Okay, so let's create this array now and let's print it. So print df1. So please note this data frame method has this D and F capital, right? So see here, this is how we have created the data frame with two rows and two columns. By default, the column and row begins with position 0. Okay. Now let's create a data frame from series object. So after creating these series are nothing but the one-dimensional arrays, or we have used one-dimensional arrays to create the series. So these two arrays will form the rows in the data frame. So this would be our first row from 10 to 14 with 5 elements, and the second row that we would like to have is the list given by this another series. Okay, so this would form the first row, this series, and this series would form the second row. Okay, now what next? Now let us create the object df2 equal to pd dot data frame, and argument is this whole thing, and let us try to print now this df2. So see here, we are getting the data frame with 2 rows and 5 columns. So see the output, we are getting the data frame with 2 rows and 5 columns. So please note that whichever method that we are using, for each row of the data frame, we should have the same number of elements. Let's create a data frame using dictionary now. So let us create the data frame using dictionary. So employees is the object pd.dataframe, and see here, this is our dictionary comprising 4 keys: employee code, name, occupation, date of join, and age, right? So each key here is having certain number of values. So each key is having 2 values. So these values will form the values in a particular column denoted by a key. Okay, so let's now try to print this data frame that we have created. So print employees. So see here, we are having 2 rows and 5 columns. So the keys are the column names, and by default the rows are having the labels beginning from 0, right? So the keys in the dictionary will form the columns and the values will form the rows. So that's all with this tutorial. We have got the insight how to create the data frame in Pandas. So let's stop. Thank you and happy learning. Please subscribe this channel, like and share among your friends. Thank you.